Hi everybody. I'm Matt. You probably know me. If you don't, I'm Matt Hughes. I'm hosting this event with Louise, but Louise is in charge. The next speaker that we have is a really good friend of mine, Torsten Pieper, who is editor of the Journal of Family Business Strategy, thereby making him my boss. He's associate professor in the University of Charlotte, North Carolina, and also is president of IFERA, and as you may recall from the introduction earlier, is kindly sponsoring the alcohol that will get you drunk later. So, Torsten, all over to you. I'll hand you over. Thanks.
Well, thank you very much for the very kind, generous invitation. And good morning, everyone. It's great to be here with you. It's wonderful to see so many friends, dear esteemed members of the IFB Research Foundation, friends and colleagues, and ladies and gentlemen. Pleasure to be here and talk with you today a little bit about governance. And the host had asked me to put some thoughts together about not any type of governance, but governance type that we see seems to be connected to lasting family business legacies. So allow me to walk you through my presentation here, and we'll probably have time at the end for some questions that I'm looking forward to. So, looking at the research, when you see kind of what we know about governance and longevity about family businesses, there are three consistent things that are related to family business longevity. So these three keys are almost like the don't smoke, exercise, and diet of family business longevity. So the number one key is family cohesion. The ultimate goal of any governance that you put in place should be to keep the family together. And not only keep the family together, but also to keep them connected with the business. Do not put in place any governance with the idea of separating the family from the business. That is not going to be successful in the long run. It may fix certain things in the short term, but it will also kill essentially all the synergies that family brings to the business. So we do see that cohesive families and families that are well together are willing to put the effort in to make things happen. And they will not care how much money the business is not making, because they want to stay together and they want to achieve something together. So family cohesion is the first key to family business longevity. The second key is strategic planning, and that should be probably both at the business and at the family side. So what you want to accomplish is to create a culture, an orientation where you constantly anticipate the future so that you can develop flexible plans and meet your family's and your business's long-term goals. Now you may wonder, but what about the succession plan that is so often praised and sometimes even required by financial agencies and providers of funds? Mike Tyson, the famous boxer, has this saying that goes, everybody thinks they have a plan until you get punched in the mouth. So, which is that the plan becomes obsolete in the moment that things change. And as we noticed throughout the recent history, right, is that things change drastically and quickly, and your plan can be obsolete. So planning the engagement in a routine and creating this culture, this orientation of having flexible plans that help you achieve your objective are much, much more helpful in that regard. So family cohesion, number one, strategic planning, number two. The third key is the board of directors, but really any structural arrangement that helps you ensure accountability for your business, but also for what you do in the family and business intersection. You want something that helps you provide outward orientation and checks and balances for what it is that you do, and also helps this communication between the various bodies of your organization. The famous general, Helmut von Moltke, right, was known to say, "Victory makes you stupid." Right? And that is very true, because it puts blinders on our eyes and kind of taints our perspective as to questioning, right, what it is that we do. Should we change things? And to what extent can we anticipate the future, and what arrangements do we need to make? So to have something that provides you this orientation check and makes sure that what it is that you do gets you in the right direction, but also challenges you on your assumptions, is something that's really important that we see is connected and related to family business longevity. So these are the three critical things, right? Family cohesion, strategic planning, and a governance body like a board of directors. So we see that these things hang together with family business longevity. Whenever you have a long family business, they typically tend to have some sort of a combination of these three things that work in harmony. And on the other hand, whenever you have these things happening in harmony, you have a setup for a business that seems to be living for a long time. And so these things, they correlate, as the academic people would call it, right? Whenever you see these things, they co-occur. There are certain things that we don't know, however. We do not know, right? We know a little bit, but we really don't know a lot about what causes what, and why does it cause it, and how, and when does it work, or when does it not work. And you may wonder, and why is it important? Why is it important to know? Well, that is important to know because once we know what causes what, when, and how, and why, then we can make predictions and decisions into the future, even if we don't have the data. So if you think about, well, what can we do in order to create resilient businesses and happy families in the long term? If we know that these things are relevant, then we can make the arrangements to put these things into place, strengthen them, reinforce them, because we know they're going to help us create lasting businesses and lasting families. So, for example, what comes first, right? It's the chicken and the egg question. Should we start with family cohesion? Should we start with strategic planning or board of directors? Well, that is a really good question. And we know a little bit about, well, the many good things that come from family cohesion, also from strategic planning and board of directors. But how do you make all of these fit? And how do you combine them in a smart and clever and coherent way so that they create this system that is reinforcing and propels all these various different elements? We don't know a lot about this. That's why I'm really excited and grateful that my good friends and colleagues, Claudia and Isabel, together with the help and support of the IP Research Foundation, have started to address this issue. And it's tremendously important. But figuring out how these things affect one another, what are certain things that we can do that are under our control, your control, as family business owners, managers, and members, that is tremendously helpful in developing these insights that help us create better science and also create stronger and more longer-lasting businesses. I can't wait to hear from my colleagues what they have to say, and I'm going to pass it over to them here shortly. Let me close it here and bring up our good friend, the wise Yoda. We all want the same thing, and it is wonderful, really, and to me, it was just highly, highly gratifying and motivating to see so many people here together, because we all want the same thing. We all want to create stronger families, longer-lasting businesses, and we come at it, yes, from very, very different perspectives. The academics from one side, the service providers, consultants from another side, family business owners from yet another. You have some policymakers in the room as well, but we all want the same thing. And the more we do this together, the faster we will accomplish this mission of creating a better science, stronger understanding of what causes what, how, when, and why. And that will help us create longer-lasting family businesses and happy families. I'm really, really thankful to all of you that you come together and make this happen. And I know by doing it together, we can go a long way. But thank you all for your support and your excitement and your enthusiasm for family business and for business families. And I look forward to my colleagues, our friends' presentation here. And if you do have any questions,